while they've come out with good numbers as well, the auto sales numbers were fairly heartening, and that's the case for a chat really. One, the sales numbers, two, the outlook for commercial vehicle segment in particular, and that's something that we talked with Vinod Aggarwal, who's the CEO of the commercial vehicles space in Eicher. Good having you, Mr. Aggarwal. Thanks so much for joining in. Firstly, as a house, congratulations on the overall consolidated performance for Eicher Motors. Siddharth was extremely buoyant about the next few months as well. And I want to come to you about how the commercial vehicle division has kick-started this quarter, because Jan sales also saw 14% improvement. Do you think this trend could continue?
Yeah, I think going forward, it's on the back of very good performance in 2015. 2015 also, the commercial vehicle industry grew by 25%, and CV industry 5 ton and above, even in January also grew by 25%. And within that, heavy-duty trucks continues to grow very well, and heavy-duty trucks have grown by 40% in January. And of course, VCV also continues to grow, very well in January.
Right. Mr. Aggarwal, tell us a little bit more about the product launches in the Auto Expo, and what is it that the pipeline is going to look like for the next 2 to 3 quarters?
No, if you look at the Auto Expo, this time a lot of focus was there on the newer technologies. For example, in Volvo Eicher, we have launched hybrid bus. We have showcased the hybrid bus there, and apart from that, we have also launched Eicher Live, which is very advanced telematics. Now, in this telematics, apart from vehicle tracking, we are offering services for fuel management as well as uptime management. By fuel management, we mean that the customers sitting in their office, they can track the fuel efficiency of each truck, driver by driver, trip by trip, and for various routes separately. So this gives them, very good analytics, on the fuel as well as on the need for proactive maintenance, preventive maintenance of the trucks. So this is also we have launched. And then, of course, the new 37-ton truck that we have launched, that comes with dual torque as well as cruise control and again advanced telematics. So the focus has been on the newer technologies. And then Euro 6 also, which government is saying that it should be implemented from 2020. I think VCV is ready for Euro 6 also.
Good morning, Nikunj Dalmi also joining in from the Mumbai studio. One key trigger for CV demand is, of course, interest rates. Now, unfortunately, interest rates have not come down in a sizable manner, and wherever they've come down, the transmission has not been there. So the assumption was that interest rates will come down, diesel prices will come down, but that's not happened. Rates have not got transmitted, and the diesel and the crude advantage has been retained by government. Is that a challenge for you, and can that offset your basic and key assumptions?
No, if you look at the interest rates, I think the most important is that unless the small saving rates like the Public Provident Fund or the fixed deposit rates, unless these rates come down, I don't think the banks are going to pass on the benefit in the rates, because their cost of funds continue to be high. So that is why I think even 125 basis points, which the Reserve Bank of India reduced last year, that has not been fully passed on. I think the banks are still waiting for the government to reduce some of these small saving interest rates. On the other hand, definitely interest rates continue to be high, and that's a challenge for the customers.
Also, what is your understanding of how things would move in this environment where everybody is now conscious of emission norms? We know what's happened to the state of Delhi, and it's a matter of time we could see more and more states adopting same kind of a policy. So diesel vehicles are something which clearly are now considered as the culprit for causing pollution. So are you aware of this challenge which could come, maybe not this quarter but in coming quarters?
I think the challenge is more from the older vehicles. The newer technologies or even Euro 4 vehicles, the emissions which come out of the vehicles, they are not so bad. Of course, we have to move to Euro 6, and which the industry is getting ready. However, I think the government should focus more on coming out with a policy to scrap the older vehicles, more than 15 years or more than 12 years vehicles, so that the customers are encouraged to replace those vehicles, because those vehicles cause much more pollution than the newer vehicles.
Okay, so to understand the numbers right, for 2016, what should be the growth rate for the CV industry, and within that, what are the key categories where you think growth could be higher or lower? Because we often look at CV as one basket, but within CV market also there are divisions, there are tonnages, there are categories. What are your thoughts on that?
No, if you analyze the CV industry, like for example in the heavy duty trucks, within heavy duty trucks, even though 2015 the growth was around 36%, and in January also the growth is 39%. However, within that the growth in the tipper segment has been very low. Tipper segment are the construction trucks. For example, in 2015 the growth in the construction trucks has been only 5%. Now that construction trucks growth is led by the infrastructure investments. So to my mind, 2016 the growth will be led by more infrastructure investments, which of course we are very, very optimistic that the government is going to push the infrastructure investments. So that is one. And the second is, of course, in 2015, if you look at the light and medium duty trucks, which is 5 to 15 ton trucks, there the growth has started only in second half of the year. Now going forward this year, I would expect more growth coming from light and medium duty trucks, because light and medium duty trucks always follow the growth in the heavy duty trucks, and last year we have seen the good growth in heavy duty trucks, and this year going forward the light and medium duty trucks should mirror some of the growth that has happened in heavy duty trucks last year. So you should see more growth from coming from the light and medium duty trucks, at the same time more growth coming from the construction trucks, and of course the replacement led demand will continue, because if you see more than 15-year-old, if the government comes out with the scrapping policy, or NGT also has banned the entry of vehicles in Delhi, and that also is leading to more demand. And then of course e-commerce companies, they are also leading to more and more demand.
Mr. Aggarwal, always a pleasure chatting with you. Thank you so much, and we look forward to more good news from the Eicher stable, all the new launches and all the great numbers that you've been posting.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
That's the word then coming in on commercial vehicles from Eicher. But take a look at the market. While, the index may be just